Hello, hello, peace, love, and blessings, beautiful, wonderful people. My name is Zalika. Welcome back to Philosophy with Z. This is my podcast, and you are viewing this on various different platforms. It could be Anchor, it could be YouTube, it could be Instagram, it could be Facebook, it could be Spotify, or Google, or I don't know, a few other random things. Anyway, wherever you are streaming from, thank you for being here as we continue on our journey of What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter. We are getting through it. I am almost done with this book, and I've been working on this literally the whole year of 2021. It's kind of amazing when I think back about the fact that I have been doing this podcast on, well, I haven't been doing this podcast on this book all year, but I've been doing my podcast for almost a year. So that's really cool. That's exciting. It's cool to set out an intention to do something and follow through doing it, which actually goes right in alignment with this chapter. This chapter is about solving problems and accomplishing goals, chapter 18. And he's basically just saying that you can use self-talk to solve your problems and accomplish your goals. And this is so interesting because my mentor, Sean, just did this 10-day goal workshop with us. If you ever see him on Instagram, his Instagram is Sean G. Murphy Now. And he's been kind of expanding himself into more presence in social media and more presence with his audience. And so we did this 10-day goal workshop, and it's in preparation for a more in-depth goal workshop. And a lot of it is just so interesting that this lined up with that. Well, we just finished the 10 days yesterday, but this really lines up with that because goals and succeeding, it's about the journey of who you're becoming on the way to the completion or the culmination of the goal. Because it's a goal isn't just one thing that's finished from nothing. I could have a goal to get to work at 7 o'clock. So on the way to the 7 o'clock goal, I am learning more about myself. I'm growing and all of that good stuff. So it's not really about the end goal, but it's about who I'm becoming on the journey of the goal being completed. And I like that in the book he kind of talks about that we have this connotation that success means winning or getting the most expensive car or living in an expensive neighborhood and stuff like that. But he's that's not what success really means. Success is about winning on the way to, the success is the doing, the going. It's everything that you are doing on the way to the goal is success. Because we have this idea that if you don't win the top prize or whatever, that you're a failure. And I really see that I've seen that play out in my life before, that I if I have a test and I don't get 100%, I feel like I didn't do as well. Even if I got a 95, that's still pretty good. If 100 is the completion or the whole thing, getting 95, that's pretty good. I knew most of the stuff. So I just appreciate that he talks about how it's not about getting the best or the most expensive or even being better than anyone else. It's about you, and it's about who you're becoming on the journey. So he says that the word goal has been misused, misinterpreted, and misunderstood. The word goal is a word which has become so encumbered with priorities and demands that it makes even the thought of setting and reaching goals something of such great importance that we gladly see it as a task which others, possibly more dedicated than ourselves, might undertake, or something we set aside for another day when we have more time to think about it. And so setting goals should be simple. It should be something that is a part of your daily life. And Sean was talking about that a lot too, that it's not the 15-year goal that's the excuse me. It's not the 15-year-old goal that is what we should really focus on. Like, that could definitely be in the back of our minds, like written down on our goal list. But it's the 15-second goals. It's the little tiny goals along the way that lead up to the big one. It's like the journey of 1,000 steps was taken one step at a time. And in it, we talk about how it's just one day at a time. You get all these days. I have like 800 and, I don't know, maybe 867 clean days so far. And I couldn't get day 867 unless I had day 866 and so on and so forth. And it all just starts with one. And like, I see that play out also with my podcast and my website and my art. I wouldn't have the success I have today if I didn't have every day before this. And it all just started with, I'm an artist. I want to share my art with people. What can I do to share my art with people? What do people like to see? What do they want? All that kind of stuff. So I do what I do. I do my art and I share it. And I also look at what other people are doing and how they share their art. But that's not really the point of this story. It's not about art. But what I will say is that he talks about, like, the topic of this Instagram live. I titled it Problems, aka Projects. And what Sean Helmstetter actually says is that problems are like challenges. That's what he likes to call them. But Sean, he likes to call them projects. Because, if your friend is like, hey, will you help me with a project? You're like, oh, yeah, I'm down. It's like, will you help me with a problem? It's like, I don't know. I got enough problems of my own. I don't need yours, too. So he calls them challenges because it's like, it's the way that you perceive it. It's the way you think about it. That is what you will be mentally directed towards. So, but he does say that, granted, some problems are like actually a problem. Like, if you are at the bank and someone comes in with a gun, like, that's a problem. You can't just say, oh, this is a great opportunity. No, it's not really the same thing. So I appreciate that he said that. It's kind of funny, but I appreciate he said that, because sometimes people are so caught up in like positive self-talk that they ignore the fact that there's like actually real life things happening, and sometimes things are not really constructive for you, or they don't feel like it in the moment. So, but he says that like the main thing here is that you cannot solve a problem without reaching an objective, and the objective is the goal. Like, that is the solution. And Sean also says that, I love this, that every problem exists because there is a solution for it. Like, we have this world of dichotomy, like a duality, that everything has an equal and opposite. So it's kind of like comforting to me to think about the fact that I only have this problem because a solution is out here waiting for me to find it. I only have this challenge or this opportunity or this project because I have the capabilities within me to solve this challenge. And like, that's like the perspective of it. Like, I really feel like that's like this whole chapter in a nutshell, is that that's how I think of it. When I present it with something that is like a little frustrating or a little out of the ordinary or throws me off of my status quo, like what I'm used to doing, that is my opportunity. That is my challenge. And I'm just grateful that like I typically don't deal with anything that throws me like super off balance. Like, since I got clean, I haven't really had to deal with like things like being homeless or being jobless or having no money for food. Like, gratefully, those are not my problems today. So today it's just like, do I want to spend my day doing art, or do I want to go to work? Or I want to buy X, Y, and Z, but I don't know if I should buy them now or later, or should I buy them on credit, or should I use cash? Things like that. Should I invest in Bitcoin, or should I invest in Ethereum? Should I make an NFT, or should I make a sticker? Like, those are kind of my problems today. So, let's see. What else can I pull out of this? Again, he says we should never fail to recognize the little goals which get us there. The goals which we set almost unconsciously every day, day after day, which help us survive, endure, overcome, maintain, and achieve each day step by step. And like this can apply to everything. He says your goals can be anything you choose. It could be about fishing more, golfing more, doing your laundry more often. For me, taking 2 showers a day, because I'm really good with taking 1 a day, but when I take 2 a day, it does feel great. And even taking 1 shower a day was like a goal for me at one point. It used to be every other day for me. And when I was a kid, it was like maybe every couple days or something. And as I've mentioned before in my lives before, I don't know, some people might think that's gross, but this is me in my life. So as I mentioned before in a live, was that I wasn't raised to take 2 showers a day. That was just not normal to me. And I just always want to highlight that whatever your normal is, whatever you're used to, it's not a problem. Like, you're not broken, you're not wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just like that was just the programming. Whatever it is, it could be food, showering, going to school, going to work, waking up early, waking up late, doing laundry not that often, not cleaning right, not cleaning that often. It could be anything really. Like, I'm thinking about stuff that applies to my life, but the point is that it's all just programming that was instilled within us from a young age because of those around us. That was how we had to survive in our environment. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is how, we are such fantastical creatures and creations of God that we can adapt to any situation we're put in. And then as we grow up and we move away and we make our own lives, those programs are still a part of us because that's just how we are. And at this point in my life, I've decided that there's some things that don't serve me anymore. There's certain things that I was raised with that don't serve the person I'm becoming, like who I'm becoming on my goals. Like, taking 1 shower or 2 showers a day, that's kind of a non-issue. Like, it's inconsequential. It's not that big of a deal. But he talks about these behaviors. They're just like little tiny unconscious goals that lead up to big things. So taking a shower is just like my little random example, but getting up 5 minutes earlier every day, that could be a thing. Working on my art a little more every day. Talking to people more every day. Doing these videos live when I make my podcast episodes. This is different. I think when I first started my podcast, I did them live like this, and then I got scared, so I stopped doing it. And I would just record it in a private group with myself, and then just upload the video later. But it's a whole different vibe when I'm potentially talking to someone, kind of. It's kind of like a conversation. So anyway, the point is just that our goals can be anything we choose. It doesn't even have to be huge, major, crazy, life-changing decisions. It can just be little things like taking a shower or saying, this is a big one for me, saying hello to people at work. I will stare somebody down and not speak to them because I'm nervous that I'm bothering them, or they don't want to hear what I have to say, or something like that. I get real self-conscious about it. I get very nervous and I don't want to talk to them. But I do. I so bad just want to say hi. 2 little letters, just want to say hi, how you doing? Whatever. So one of my goals to myself is just that I speak to people when I want to. And I always say, thank you for the courage to compliment. And that's my, kind of my self-talk affirmation. Because people like compliments. People like to be seen and heard. So I know that this voice that's telling me that they don't want to hear what I have to say is not true. So that actually leads me into kind of the next parts of this chapter, is that he talks about having this internal dialogue with yourself. And my mentor says the same thing, that you're aware that you have this voice in your head telling you certain things. And we can't act oh no, that's crazy talk. No, we all know we have this internal dialogue, this one voice telling us don't do that, you're stupid, you're crazy, no one's going to like you. The other way is saying, like, you can do it. You're great. You're wonderful. You will love it. So it's just a matter of, like, having that positive, affirming voice be more present. Like, the repetition is so important. I heard someone say that I think that repetition is the mother of success, and who's the father of success? Discipline, maybe? Self-control? I can't remember. It's out there somewhere. So he just talks about, like, having these areas of your life and making specific self-talk to go with them, whatever the thing might be. So he has an example of self-talk for weight loss. And so I'll just read some of his examples in the book. I'm in control of myself in every way, at all times, in all situations. One way to weight loss that's easy and works is less food on my plate and less on my fork. When I eat, the goals I reach are up to me, and I give no one the right to hinder or control my success. I have set my goal and I am staying with it. I have turned mealtime into achievement time. I like that. I enjoy sitting down to eat. Each time I do, I conquer my past and I create a trimmer, happier, more confident future in front of me. I am never at any time tempted to take one bite more than I should. I am strong, I am capable of reaching my goal, and I am doing it. I like that. So those are just some examples. He has one for solving problems. There was one I read in here that I really, really liked. Challenge, conquer, solution, and win are words which I live by daily. Challenges or opportunities, conquering them is the inevitable outcome. Solutions are the stepping stones to my success, and winning is my way of life. I love that. Winning is my way of life. I just feel like every day I'm winning, low-key. Like, even if I'm really not doing much, like, I woke up today, and actually today I slept so much. I woke up early. I did my daily awakening call with my mentor group, my mastermind group, and then I just, like, went back to sleep. I woke up, went back to sleep, woke up, went back to sleep, and I think I finally got up at, like, 1 in the afternoon. But it was so good. I felt like a battery, like a phone that got to be plugged in until it went to 100%. Because I feel like usually, if I'm a phone, like, I feel like usually in life, we get plugged in, get up to like 75%, and you're like, oh, I gotta go. So you go, run down to like 25%. Oh, you get to plug in again, and then maybe get jacked up to like 40%. Then I gotta unplug it and go. And then get down to like 7%. And then I can like go, plug it in again, get up to, like 80%. Like, I'm like, the point is that I just feel like life is so fast sometimes that I'm just kind of always tripping over myself. I'm just like always kind of trying to catch up to myself and my life. So today I could have talked to myself and saying, no, I should get out of bed. I really need to go do stuff. I have like art projects I'm working on and commissions that I have that are a little overdue. I have things to be doing. I had this podcast to record. I have stuff to be really doing. But I wasn't saying all this stuff to myself. I was just like, this is so great. Oh, this feels so good. I needed this. This rest is so good for my mind and my body. And I'll be so rested and recharged and ready to work on all of my projects when I get up from this. And like, here we are a couple hours later, and that's happening. I'm working on my projects. I'm getting things done. And I feel so energized and ready to be present and doing the stuff that I want to do for myself. And that is the self-talk towards problems and goals that works best for me. When I need rest, I used to shame myself for needing that rest. Like, I need to be doing something else. I need to be working on something. I have too much to do. I really truly have so many different projects and ideas that are not started or they're in the works. And they are goals. Like they have a process. I really can't finish it all in like one swift go. So I've really learned to talk to myself in the way of seeing my progression as my success. And like it's really to the point that when I actually complete a goal, it's not even as um, satisfying as the journey of completing the goal. So that's something I'm working on because like I get so joyfully caught up in the journey that I don't even want to finish it. So I have a lot of projects that are like right at the end, and I don't like let myself finish it. So I'm working on that. But yeah, so I think that's gonna be it for this chapter. I'll just finish it by saying, reading this last part, that those of us who dream it is to improve our lives, even in some small way, can do so. If you want to solve a problem or meet a challenge or reach any goal, learn to give yourself the most precise and complete directions you can muster. If you have a problem, tackle it, but in the process, have a conversation with yourself. If you have a goal, no matter what it is, give yourself detailed instruction that tell you exactly what you want. And then stand back and get out of the way. Your expectations are about to happen. That's the most important part. Your expectations are about to happen. And that's why this self-talk is just so important. Because what you say to yourself will happen. It will grow. The seeds you plant will grow. So I really appreciate what I'm learning from this book, because whatever directive I give my subconscious mind on a repeated basis, it will do it. It doesn't see any difference between like big or little, hard or easy. Like whatever I tell myself, it's just going to do. So that's it for now. Thank you for being here for this episode of Philosophy with Z. That was chapter 19 of What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. And I'll see you next week as we continue. If you want to reach me, my website is abstractlogic.me, and my social medias are on my website page. So I'm here for you on the journey if there's anything I can do for you. Until next time, peace, love, and blessings, beautiful, wonderful people.